All right, good morning. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. Today we're going to do a lot of chest opening. So let's make sure when we concentrate on our breath that when we do any kind of opening throughout the body that we're breathing in, lengthening the spine and not exhaling and compressing and twisting. So when we begin this gentle yoga, take your time. Don't go over extension. Just start slow, breathe, 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 and then go where you feel comfortable. We also are going to have a lot of arms overhead. So if we find that the shoulders are creeping up and we're drawing tension into the neck, we're just going to drop the hands down to the sides and do the poses as we can. All right, so listening to your bodies and making sure we're not adding tension to the body. Perfect. So as we stand at the top of our mats, spread your toes out. Feel the air between each toe, and if you need to, bend down, give them a little bit of space, especially if you've been wearing some shoes throughout the season. Give them some movement there. And again, not forcing them, but just opening them up. Find those 4 points in the feet, soften the knees, take a deep breath in, and then just greet your yoga practice as we exhale and relax. The hands are going to float out to the sides. Let's find the air between our fingertips. The shoulders soften. The eyes can close, or we can find a spot on the floor. Nice deep breath in. And relax. Begin centering your mind with your body, slowing everything down. This is the hardest part. Allow this time to be yours. Perfect. When you're ready, begin by rolling the shoulders up, softly back, and lowering them into their pockets. We've got lengthening through the fingertips as we breathe in, up through the shoulders. Let the breath guide you as you exhale, relax, release that tension with the breath out. Inhale the nutrients, the support, and release. Now if my breath is a little faster than yours or a little bit deeper, that's okay. Do what you can. Nice. 2 more times. Perfect. 1 more. Wonderful. And as the shoulders relax all the way down, take a deep breath and hold here. Let the shoulders soften. And on the inhale, bring those arms up when you're ready. Pressing the palms away from each other. We're going to bring it down. Shoulders relax. See how those shoulders feel. And once again, if going too high affects the shoulders, bring them halfway up and just hold. Concentrate on the breath, reaching through the crown. And release. Now as you bring the hands down, I want you to cradle the belly. Make sure that breath is coming into that belly. Expanding and then releasing. Strong core. Breathing in, expanding. Feeling the pressure gently massaging into the hips. And then contracting through that core. Beautiful. 1 more time. Nice big breath into the belly. And feel that strength of that core. Breath comes in, arms release, back up. And slowly lower. So leaving your right hand at your side, release your left hand, the back of the hand, to the forehead. Draw the elbows softly back. You'll notice the chest begin to open, and as we inhale, begin to look out to the left side of the body, drawing open the chest. Elbow slowly working its way back. Right shoulder relaxed and down. Exhale, come back to center. Slow and carefully. Keep the body nice and tall as we let the left arm come down to the side and we switch with the right. Remember, concentrate on the breath. As we breathe in, the chest opens. We look to the right. Gentle curve of the spine. And then slowly exhaling back. Let's switch 1 more time. Left arm comes up. Take your time. Now as we breathe in, we're lengthening from the tailbone to the crown. We're opening across the chest into that hip. And exhale back down. Try to keep your belly button facing forward, but allowing it to move as it's needed. Now the right arm comes back up. Our final one on this side as we breathe in, opening the chest through the hip. Little contraction through that shoulder and then slowly, slowly back down. Beautiful. As we inhale, both arms are going to come up. Relax your shoulders. Tailbone is going to slowly work its way back into a gentle squat. Now go as low as you feel safe. Taking a moment here. Now if the shoulders are creeping up and we're really drawing tension, let the hands float down by those legs, supporting them. Look, make sure we can see our toes. We can wiggle our toes. And if we're good up here, the arms stay high. Now think crown to tailbone, breathing in. Exhale, bring the hands down to the knees. Allow the shoulders to relax. Feel that strength through those legs. We want to keep them nice and strong. And then lifting that tailbone, let the hands float towards the mat. Reach for your block if you need it for support. And as that tailbone rises, pull your shoulders towards your hips. Crown releasing to the block. If you feel comfortable going this low, and maybe fingertips are touching towards the floor. Palms may even get there. Now think of the length between your heel, hamstrings, up through your tailbone to the sky. Lowering only where we feel safe. Drop down those tailbones. Bring those knees slightly over those heels. And then if the hands are comfortable resting on those knees, we come up nice and tall. Find that length. And releasing the hands higher if we can. If we need to stand a little higher, then we do so. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, relax your shoulders. Inhale, grow nice and tall. Beautiful. Release the hands to the sides. Bringing the right hand up only. Reach it up to the ceiling. Press the palm up, then take the left fingertips and walk them down that side of the leg towards the earth and just reach, opening up that right side of the body. Exhale, let it come down. Both hands sweep across the hips, but this time just the left arm comes up. Press the palm up, walk those right fingertips down that leg, breathing into that side of the body. Keep the chest open, try not to curl forward. And exhale, back down. Both hands come across the hips, both knees are soft. Inhale, both arms up. Relax the shoulders, take that tailbone back. Coming into your squat. It doesn't have to be very low. Chest is open, shoulders soft. We still have our option to bring the hands down to the legs for support if we need to. Breathing in. Feel your toes softening. There should be no pressure in your back. And just breathe nice and deep. Hands come down to those knees. Feel that strength through those quads. Keep your chest nice and open, breathing in. And as we exhale, we can go back to our block, back to the floor mat. Lift those tailbones up nice and tall. Find the length to the back of the legs through that tailbone as the crown relaxes. Nice lengthy breath. Now on our next inhale, we're going to look towards our fingertips, softening the knees. Find the corners of your mat. Walk your feet back slowly, finding the pressure into the hands, keeping the butterflies under the palms. And as we lengthen, we can come to our knees, we can come to our forearms. So when I go to my knees, shins, and shoelaces, I'm still activating my core, but I'm not loading my back as much. If my wrists are sore today, I can come down to my forearms, but I'm not creeping into my neck. Pull the shoulders back, whatever pose you're in. Now as I come to my full plank for today, I'm going to roll my elbows back towards my hips, reaching with my heels. Nice strong core. Feel lengthening from the crown to the tailbone. And then slowly lower to your knees, shins, and shoelaces. Point your toes to the back of the mat. Take your tailbone back to that child's pose and lengthen. Forehead towards the mat, ears between the arms. Open up that chest. Feel your belly breathing into those thighs. Beautiful. Now take that tailbone on the inhale. Look up to your fingertips. Tuck your tailbone underneath. Come up into that cat stretch. And as we roll up, the head's final motion is to lift and lengthen. Inhaling into the belly, lift your tailbone. Drop your belly. Pull your shoulders back into your cow. Perfect. Exhale, tailbone tucks under. Let the tailbone guide you. Each vertebrae drawing up through the spine. Crown towards the mat. Nice scooping sensation through that belly. Shoulders pulling away from the ears. Inhale, tailbone rises. Belly expands, chest opens, shoulders pull back, head rises. Good job. Come to a neutral spine. Begin to curl those toes under. We're going to take it to a downward dog or child's pose if you prefer. Tailbone rises, knees stay soft. Then we can lengthen when we're ready. We can draw those toes a little closer if we need. Reach for those heels. Now remember that we're not loading the shoulders. The shoulders are pulling back, embracing it. Palms are open underneath those butterflies, are floating underneath, fingertips touching down. Let that body lengthen. And on the inhale, look towards the fingertips. Draw your left leg forward into a gentle lunge, and then dropping your right heel to the mat into your warrior stance. Give yourself lots of space. If you need your block, bring your block into the front of your mat. Left hand's gonna float onto that left leg. Fingertips to the inside of that leg. Right hand's gonna come up to that right hip and draw that hip open. Left knee is stacked directly over the ankle, being safe and supported. The stance depends on your body. As we come up nice and tall, we can release your right arm to the side, opening up that chest. Looking to that right. Now the left hand is there just floating, it's a guide. You're going to take your right thumb and you're going to reach overhead towards the floor. And as we breathe in, lengthen down the side of the body. See how it feels to lengthen. It's not about how low we go. It's about just that lengthening on our bodies. And as we breathe in, we're going to use that breath to support us as we come up. Arm reaches to the side, we come up nice and tall. And as we lengthen, exhale, use that core. Soften. Strengthen. Hold. Inhale, come back up. Relax the shoulders. Be nice and tall. Check your front knee. Make sure it's still over that ankle and bent. And then we exhale back down. Perfect. Left arm's always there for support. And as we inhale to our final one, we come up nice and tall, sweeping the right hand past the right hip, coming forward. Move your block if you need. We become into a lunge position. Walk your left foot out to the side and take it to your plank. Good work. Check those wrists, make sure they're not going to be agitated or hurt. Fingertips are spread out. We're using those fingertips. We're going to take those hips up, bend those knees to a downward dog. Now as we lengthen through the body, once again, walk those feet a little bit closer if you need. Beautiful. Take a breath in, look towards your fingertips, walk your hands towards your feet this time. Now as we place those feet under our bodies for our forward fold, bring your block if you need it. Soften those knees, but lift that tailbone nice and high. Crown's going to lower a little bit deeper. Fingertips to the block, maybe fingertips to the mat or palms on the mat. Notice from left to right. Are you locking one knee a little more bent than the other? Try to balance them out as much as you can. Inhale, soften your knees and begin to roll the body up. Good. Feel each vertebrae. And on the way up, take that inhale, lift the shoulders, and gently take them back. Opening up those fingertips, find that air. Soften the neck. Good job. Inhale. Switch those hands across the hips. Up we go. Drop those shoulders. Exhale, release. Now this time the left palm's going to come up, or the back of the hand towards the forehead. Left shoulder is relaxed. Breathing in, look over to the left side. Right hand is relaxed, right shoulder is relaxed. We're lengthening, we're not just compressing the back. As we exhale, we come back and release. Right hand floats up. Inhale, open. Soft, gentle twist, lengthening through the body. And exhale, take it back. Remember, move at your own speed. There's no rush. Left side once again. Breathe in, grow tall, 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 tall. Opening up the chest. As if the sun's shining down on your heart. Exhale, come back. Chin is in. Release that arm, and one more time on the right side. Nice, soft knees, don't lock them up. Inhale, take it open. Perfect, and release. Both hands come down by the sides, cross the hips. Inhale up, make sure the shoulders can be relaxed. Lowering the arms down if we need to, tailbone goes back into our gentle squat. Tailbone reaching, spine is nice and long, soft, soft shoulders. Remember our other option, we can always take the hands down to those legs, support those quads, or if we're good here, keep them nice and high. Nice deep breath. Inhale, exhale, lower your hands. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten those legs, let the body come forward. Hands to the block or the mat. Forward fold. Check those knees, balance out those feet, and draw the shoulders back towards those hips. Engage those muscles. Take a deep breath in, look up the mat, drop that tailbone back down. Hands can slide up above the knees, holding in your squat or extending through the arms, coming up nice and tall. Breathe. Good, we might get a little bit of shake, that's okay, but we can always go a little bit higher if we need. Nice deep breath. Exhale, lower the hands. Breathing in as we hold, feel that strength. Exhale to the mat. Lift that tailbone on your inhale and grow tall through the tailbone. Let the shoulders draw back. And from here, we're gonna look up, soften the knees on the inhale, and then roll the body up. Perfect. Shoulders come up and softly down. Perfect. Right hand to the sky. Palm and press. Left hand walking down the side of the leg, reaching towards the earth. Breathe that breath in. Remember, it's not about that extension, it's more with the breathing through the body. Let that right hand come down. Cross the hips. Left arm floats up. Reach to the sky, press. Right hand reaching to the earth. Good job. Let that air flow through the body, giving you energy. And as we release, we come up tall. Swap those hands. Inhale up. Forward fold as we relax the shoulders. Bring it down. Give yourself a nice extension here with the tailbone going high. Shoulders pulling back. Inhale, look up the mat. Walk your hands forward to your plank. Kneeling, forearms, whatever works for you today. Coming to the knees first if you need to. Engage that core, pull the shoulders and heels back. Good job. Elbows roll towards those hips, come to your knees, shins, and shoelaces. And slowly lower to the hips, leaving the chest open, shoulders back, roll softly, carefully down towards the mat. Now the hands are going to sweep out to the front. You can use the hands palm on palm, or hand on hand, forehead to the hands. My head's going to stay a little bit higher because I'm talking. You can stack it on your fists, or you can even use your block. Whatever works the best for you. Try to keep your spine nicely in line, however. We are going to open up the knees nice and wide. Toes to the edges of the mat. So I'm going to turn around and let you see what we're going to do. So we're nice wide feet. We're going to come to the toes. And as we begin, we're going to gently take those heels, keeping the knees on the floor, to a gentle heel tap. Flex the feet, come together, and we may not touch right away. We might have to realign. And then we're going to gently come back down. Now again, my head's a little higher than it should be because I'm talking, but make sure your neck is in line. Your shoulders are relaxed. Feel your hamstrings, your glutes, and possibly up into your back. Now, if we have a sore back today, we're going to keep this at this level. Taking your time, concentrating on the muscles that are working. The connection of the body, the heels touching. And then extending. If you want to go a little bit harder through the back, attempting to use a little more of the back muscles, we're going to float the knees off the mat. Notice how the back, the glutes have to engage a little bit more. As we lengthen, we can touch down with the toes. And then we carefully bring them back up. Good. Let's give ourselves 3 more on whichever level is working for us today. We can even alternate our levels. And switch from knee down to knee floating. Lengthen. Feel how your back feels from left to right. No straining, taking breaks when we need, going into child's pose if we need. And on our final one, lengthen through your heels. Reach. Bring those heels up. And then extend. Toes lengthen. We bring the knees to the mat. Hands are going to slide back underneath those shoulders. We're going to take a deep breath in, and as we pull the shoulders back, rolling up, tuck your tailbone into a wide-legged child's pose. Chest lowers towards the earth. You may or may not be able to rest on the chin. You may be at the forehead. Breathe and hold. By allowing the arms to float, we're extending through the shoulders a bit more, lengthening. But if that's too much, come to your elbows. Nice long breath. Feel the left shoulder compared to the right. Make sure the breath is going nice and deep down towards that tailbone. Inhale, look up. And then begin to roll on the exhale using your core, tucking it in, coming up onto all fours. Now we're going to bring the knees a bit closer under those hips, hide those feet behind our knees, and the hands are going to come just above the shoulders. A little further up if our wrists are sore today, or stay on your forearms. All right, watch that we don't load the neck though. Now as the belly button faces the mat, take a deep breath and you've got a neutral spine. Drop that tailbone on your exhale, begin to roll into your cat stretch. Now as we roll into the cat stretch, the core is contracting, the body is curving. The crown lowers, looks between those legs with those eyes. And without moving the head, just lift your tailbone, breathing in. Belly expanding, chest opening, shoulders pulling back. And the final movement is that crown lifting. Perfect. Shoulders pull back evenly. Butterflies are under those palms. Exhale, tailbone tucks. Scoop, scoop, scoop through those hips, through that mid-back. Up through the shoulders, and then the crown lowers. Look between those legs towards that belly button. And then inhale, tailbone rises. Lengthening through the chest, shoulders pull back. And we come back to our cow. Now I'm going to give you an option here as we come back to a neutral spine. Stay in your cat and cow if you like. Otherwise, we're going to tuck that tailbone under. Coming just into our cat, the body will rise. Shoulders pull back. And as we inhale into our cow, we stop at that neutral position before we continue. We're going to release our right hand off the floor, and we can either hold or softly place that right hand by the ear and look out to the right side of the body. Opening the chest. Breathing as we do, lengthening from the crown to the tailbone. Exhale, release. Perfect. Tuck that tailbone under, coming into that cat stretch. Roll it up, pull the shoulders back, the crown lowers. And as we inhale, the tailbone rises. We coming to more of a neutral spine, the shoulders are back. We can add that hand or just float it. We can put it behind the ear if we like, and we can open up that chest. Breathing out to the left side, opening the chest up with a nice deep breath in. Belly should be in cow or neutral. Release. Exhale, cat. Shoulders pull back, look between those legs. And then inhale, breathing in. Add that hand if you choose, or just go right into the cow. Beautiful. Release, exhaling. Hand releases back down. We start drawing the tailbone under us, reaching into the cow. or cat, I'm sorry. Up through the spine, crown lowers. And then one last side. Inhale that tailbone up. Shoulders pull back. Left hand to ear. Open to that chest. Well done. And slowly lower. Find yourself back in your neutral spine. Curl those toes under and take it to a downward dog or child's pose. Good job. Pull the shoulders back towards those hips. Lengthen through that spine. Feel the power of your back. Feel your hips lifted as your legs lengthen into the heels. You can even walk your toes a bit closer if you like. Beautiful job. Walk the hands towards those toes, bringing the body up nicely to a forward fold. Fingertips down, tailbone rising, crown to the earth. Inhale, soften the knees, roll the body up. Shoulders lift, softly lower, arms rise. Now bring that breath into the belly, into the chest, lengthen, relax those shoulders down. Come up nice and tall, forward fold once again. Take your time lowering down, see how you feel. We might even stop in half extension if we need to. Lowering, look up that mat, walk your hands towards the top of the mat. Come back to your plank, kneeling or full. Shoulders pull back. Well done. Hold that strength through the core. And then begin to lower to knees, shins, and shoelaces. Pull the shoulders back as we lower the hips in through the chest. And relax to the front. Now the hands are going to come fingertip to fingertip, so we're in a diamond position. Place that diamond on the floor, or you might even just do fingers pointing to each other and place them down. We're going to walk those knees out nice and wide like we did earlier, and we're going to go back into those heel taps. Now as I go into my nice wide leg stance, my hands are out front, my shoulders are drawing back. We're going to keep the knees on the floor for 2 and bring the heels together. Just let the body know what's going on and relax your shoulders. The neck is in line with the spine, and as we come back down, we're going to release those toes to the floor. And reminding ourselves we can stay here. We do not need to lift and to float the heels. Nice and wide with the feet. Now we're going to add this upper body part without lifting the knees yet. So take your right hand to your forehead, and as those heel taps come in, look towards the right side of the floor or the mat. The legs are optional, the upper body is optional. As we exhale down, the toes touch, the hands touch. The left side comes up. Looking beyond the left elbow, the heels come together. Breathe in. And exhale back down. If you choose to add that extra leg contraction, bring your knees off the floor, right hand to forehead. And you'll feel a lot more intensity through the back, so be careful. Release. Relax the shoulders. Lengthen those legs. Go at your own speed. Inhale. Heels come up. Maybe float the knees. And we bring that view over to the left side. And release. We may not even use the arms. Maybe we just look to the right as we come up. That's just fine. Heel tap. Inhale. Right elbow floats. Slowly lower. Shoulders back. Toes touch. One last time. Heels come up. Knees float if you want them to, and we look to the left. Well done. Bring the body back down. Now this time as the toes touch, bring your feet together. Hands underneath the shoulders. Lift the body up to an up dog. Roll the shoulders towards those hips. Elbows back. Lift through the crown, breathing in. Remember, the arms don't have to lock. We can be soft. Lower halfway. Tuck your tailbone back to child's pose. And we find ourselves in a nice release recovery position. Ears between the arms. Forehead may or may not touch. And again, we can release the elbows to the mat if we need to break through the shoulders, or we can bring our hands around towards our ankles. resting the forehead on the block or the mat. And just finding a relaxing position to recover in. Beautiful. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, take a deep breath in, look forward towards those hands. Roll the body up through that cat stretch. Finding a neutral spine, lengthen that spine, pull your shoulders back, curl those toes under, come up to your plank. Hold. Good work. Now we're going to step forward with that right foot, so you might want to come to standing. We can come to a forward fold, or we're going to take the tailbone up, step forward with the right foot this time, drop to the left heel. Warrior stance. As we come up, we can place that right hand on that right knee. We can have the block there if we need it. Left hand's going to come to the left hip, open up those hips. Make sure that right knee is safe, bent over the ankle. The left heel should be the furthest part of your body's back. So the toes should not be behind the heel. Now as we release the left hand, if we choose to, we're going to open up the chest. Look to the left side of the room. Find that length from crown to tailbone. Feel the inner thighs having to work here. And if you'd like, you can try lifting that left hand towards the floor, over the head, breathing into that left side of the body. Try to put little least of weight on that right hand as you can. Inhale, come back up. Try not to straighten that front leg. Lengthen through the left. Shoulders relaxed. Exhale, take it over. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Let that breath fill that body. And there we go, up we come. Relax the shoulders. Check that right knee, make sure it's over the ankle. Good. Take that left arm one more time over the top. And bring that breath into the body. Come on up nice and tall. Hold for just a moment as the arm goes back. We sweep the left hand past the hip. Now we're facing the top of the mat. Come to the left toe and bring the hands to the mat. Walk your right foot out to the side, and as we come back with that right foot, we're going to walk the dog. Tailbone high, fingertips spread, ears between those arms. And then we're going to slow it right down from hip to hip, lengthening one side, inhaling and transitioning to the other side. We are welcome to take this to dolphin by coming down to your forearms. If your wrists are sensitive, just walk it out gently. Pull those shoulders back no matter what position we're in, if it's downward dog or dolphin. Lift that tailbone. And then when you're ready, let's just hold here. Breathe into that body. Draw the shoulders back. Look up on the inhale towards those fingers. Bend those knees and slowly come down to the mat. Good work. Now if you have a puffier mat you like to slide underneath, go ahead. Have your pillows nearby if you need, but also your block and your strap. We're going to come to the center of the mat with our hips. Our toes are going to come just to the top. And as we find our sits bones, we're going to take the hands behind the knees, keeping our toes softly placed on that floor. Think tall from the crown to the tailbone. Chin has an apple and orange. Good. Nice deep breath. Tuck that tailbone under and begin to roll back. You can take the legs with you if you like. You can let the legs stay. You can use a little more core, whatever works. But we're going to come to tabletop. Now as we go into tabletop, take the palms of your hands, relax your shoulders to the floor, and as the knees come up, that's where tabletop is. So if you need to bring the knees a little bit closer, you could do that, but make sure we respect that lower back. We want to keep the back on the floor. So open up your arms to the sides. Find that tabletop for you. And then we're going to allow the heel of the right foot to come down slowly, not lifting the lower back. If we make it to the floor, that's fine. If we don't, that's just fine. Exhale, come back up. Good. Inhale, breathe into that back as you lower. Using a little core strength, shoulders are relaxed. Bring that knee up. Perfect. Inhale, support that back, breathe into it. Core and belly are strong. As we exhale, we use that core to bring that leg back up. And then we inhale once again, opposite sides, alternating. Good. Nice and slow. Inhale, lower. Tuck those chins in. And then exhale, back up. One more side. Let the shoulders relax. Now as we come back into that tabletop, bringing the knees towards the chest, bring the hands behind those knees. Perfect. We're going to take those knees from side to side and just gently rock them. Good. Now, if we're good here, stay here. Try not to pull with your shoulders and your neck so we're crunching up to the neck. Just stay here with your shoulders pulled back, using the side and the obliques to rock you. If you want a little more challenge or you have a little more strength, bring your arms out to the side, relax your neck, and bring the knees over to the right. And let them slowly lower to that side. As we inhale, we're going to inflate down that left side of the body to that hip and draw those hips up. Nice deep breath in, exhale to the left. Lengthening, lengthening down the side of the right side this time. And again, we don't have to get to the floor. If we need to, we can put some pillows on the left side of those knees and on the right so we can bring them back up, breathing in. And then exhaling to the right. We get very tight through that lower back and those hips. So take your time, inhale back, slowly feel your obliques work, your core, the strength of your hips, and then slowly to the left. Good work. And remember, this is the journey. It's not about how far we get or how low we get to the earth. It's that journey as we come back to center. Taking the hands behind the knees, we have our strap nearby, so bring it close to you just in case you need it. We're going to lift the heels up to the ceiling. Now with the hands behind the legs, we want to push those heels up nice and high, lengthening through those legs, relaxing the shoulders. Hands can begin to walk up towards those ankles, or maybe we can grab our toes or our feet. If we need a little bit of help, we want to keep the legs nice and straight. We can use our strap, but we're not going to pull from the neck. We're going to pull from the shoulder blades, like you're pulling in a team of horses. So the strap is a great prop to be using. Tailbone reaching towards the earth, shoulders should be relaxed towards the mat. And as we go into this, if we start getting shake, maybe today is a day we're just a little bit tighter than normal, we lengthen the legs out, we go to our strap, or we lower the hands. No shake when we're lengthening. Good job. And then bending the knees, allow the legs to come back down. Release your strap. And as the knees open towards your shoulders, we're going to lift those heels back up into our baby pose. Now we can grab our big toe, we can use our strap once again, draped over both feet, or we can grab ankles, pant legs. But with our baby pose, bend those knees in towards your armpits. Pads of the feet should be towards the sky. And we want to really relax that lower back towards the mat. Shoulders soft. And just gently breathe. As you notice, when we grab our big toe, we're adding some strength to that big toe, but if this bothers you, don't grab the toes. Grab the pads of the feet. Use your strap, your pant leg, your ankles. Use what works for you. Now, if you're comfortable here, rock from side to side. Notice the lower back, a little bit of pressure from the floor of the mat. We don't have to go very far, but just loosen up those hips, that lower back. Shoulders are soft still. And just as we rock softly, notice where your gaze is. Are we looking back? Are we on the back of our skull, compressing the back of the neck? Or do we have the neck tucked, or the chin tucked and the neck lengthened, sorry? And then holding still, release your left leg slowly towards the mat. And then when you're ready, we're going to release the right, crossing it into our pigeon. So as the left knee is over the left ankle and in line with the left hip, we just relax the left knee out, or the right knee out to the side. Take a deep breath in. This might be where we're good. We might be very tight in that right hip, or we're going to take the hands, thread them behind the left leg into a reclined pigeon. Now that left heel can be relaxed towards the left glute. It can be out to that 90-degree angle, or without putting pressure on the knee, we can lift that left heel to the sky, keeping it in line with the left hip, and relaxing our tailbone and our shoulders. Feel your heel pressing to the sky. When that heel's flexed, it supports the joints from the ankle, knee, and into that hip. You can always release it whenever you need. Again, no pain. Now breathe into those hips. And then when you're ready, slowly lower the heel if it's fully extended. And then release it to the floor. Now so that right knee is going to stay crossed, but we're going to take it over to the knee. So we're crossing the legs completely, not just into our pigeon. And our arms are going to float out to the side. We're going to let that left knee drop to the left side slowly, pulling with it that right leg and opening up the right side of the body. So breathe into the right lung, that hip, and let that hip to reach down towards your left heel. Lots of length through the body. Right shoulder and left shoulder are relaxed. And just breathe. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, slowly inhale that left leg back up, feeling it roll from the outside of the left foot to the 4 points on that left foot. And then slowly release. Both feet come to the floor. Both shoulders and arms are relaxed out to the sides. Now we're going to just press into those 4 points in both feet, lifting the hips softly off the floor. And as we do so, we're going to come into a bridge. So feel your back, your glutes, and the back of your legs begin to fire. Now as the glutes go up, we don't have to go very far, but we want to keep the knees facing the ceiling. The hips can rise, the shoulders are relaxed, and we stay on the lower part of our shoulders. If we have osteo of the neck, we don't want to put any weight into the neck. Hands can float to the sides. We hold, we breathe, we relax the shoulders, we lengthen through the tailbone. Feel your toes, your heels. And if you like, walk your fingers underneath that tailbone, drawing the hands together, clasping the hands, and maybe even walking the shoulders up under the body to really open that chest once again. But again, we do not do this if we feel pain through the shoulders or anywhere else in the body. Active legs, knees are to the sky. Palms stay together or we grab our block. Watch your wrists. Slowly release the hands, open up the shoulders. Arms float out to the sides, roll down that spine. The very last thing to touch is that tailbone. Perfect. Take those knees towards the chest, grasping behind the knees. Push your heels up to the sky. And if you need that strap, go ahead. Maybe we've loosened it enough that we can get our hands a little bit higher, maybe not. Or even reaching up for those big toes, shoulders, and tailbone relax. Now as we go through our poses, learn, is there one side tighter? Do we feel like we want to pull one hip up compared to the other side? Do we find stress automatically going into the neck and the shoulders? Perfect. Release those legs. Let your right leg come down to the earth. And then crossing the left, finding that pigeon. Make sure that right knee is in line with the right hip, heel to the floor. Left knee is open. Now stay here. If you feel good here, challenge, then that's great. Stay here. Otherwise, take your hands, weave them around that right side of the leg. Put the heel low, 90-degree angle, or press the heel up to the sky. Shoulders pull away from the ears. Tailbone relax to the mat, and the chin is nicely tucked. Feel that flex, that heel to the sky. Shoulders relaxing. And then lower that heel down slowly. Feel what happens with the body as soon as you start to release certain areas. Let that right foot come to the floor. Still lined up with the right hip, cross the legs. And as the arms float out to the side and the shoulders relax, then we can think about bringing that right knee over to the right side, rolling off the two inside points of the right foot to the outside of that right foot. And then making sure that breath comes deep down the left side of the body, drawing that left hip away from the rib cage on the left side. Gentle spinal twist. And nice deep breaths. When you're ready, begin to inhale. Draw the right knee back up. Roll to the pad of that foot. And as that tailbone relaxes to the mat, release that left leg. And this time, the knees are going to come towards the chest. We're going to roll ourselves up and come to a seated meditation position. So if it's hard to sit, grab a chair. Sit on your block if you like. You can lengthen your legs, and you are free to roll back and lay down if you want as well. It's up to you today. Hands are going to rest on the knees to begin with, and hands down for calmness. Palms up for drawing in energy for your day. So if you have lots of things to do later, you might want a little more energy to be brought into your practice. Now we're going to just do a very gentle flow here. And again, go with at your own pace. The hands are going to float out to the side, softly behind you. Now as we do so, let's start with very small movements. Fingertips to the mat, chest is going to open, chin stays tucked. We're just growing taller and taller, not worrying about pressing back through the neck where we can hurt the back of the neck, but just growing tall. On the exhale, I want you to dive forward slowly. You can walk your fingertips forward, drawing the belly button in and just exhaling. And then inhale, draw the hands back. Find that belly, that chest. Lift through the spine. Exhale, come forward. Now this time the back of the hands are going to come towards each other. If this hurts the shoulders, then we don't do it. And as we open up, we're going to press through the air, fingertips open, lengthening, and then as the palms go towards the earth, the chest opens on the inhale. Exhale back. Lengthening core strength. And as we lengthen, don't just push the hands forward, try to draw the shoulders back. Inhale, come back up. Now I'm going to give you one more option. If you're good by just putting the fingertips to the mat, fine. If you want to clasp and really open that chest up, go ahead. Or use your block, especially if your wrists start to pull apart. Good. Leave the block or bring it with you. And then the hands come forward, exhaling. We can draw back into prayer. Fingertips to forehead. And as we release, inhale, grab the block, or just clasp the hands. Breathing in. Release. Now go at your own pace as we flow. You may decide just to stay in a seated position and breathe. Draw the hands in. as another option. But just a moving meditation. Feel your body move. Feel it expand, contract, flow. And as we come to prayer, admire it. And then open. Come up nice and tall, draw the chin in. Clasp the hands, open the chest if you choose. Release. Bringing those elbows forehead to fingertips. And then release. Lengthen, open it up. And then one more time, bring it forward. Any which way is most comfortable for you. Draw in those prayer hands. Open it up. And gently again opening the chest. Now from here, the chin stays tucked, the body is tall. Let the fingertips come apart. Hands to the mat if we're not already there, fingertips touching down, chest open. Now I want you to close your eyes if you can. If you feel safer with your eyes open, continue with your eyes open. Just find a spot to focus on. Let your right hand float to the right side of your body, and your left arm's going to float up, only to where it's not invasive into the shoulder, where we can breathe up that left side of the body. And we're going to let that hip drop, but not lift off the mat. Releasing, press the palm up. Follow the hand with your eyes. Remember, the eyes are the key to the mind. And as we look to the right hand, bring that right hand up to the sky. Breathing into that right lung, all the way from the hip. And then as you press that hand back up, follow it with your eyes. And then draw both hands into your hips. We're going to lengthen those legs out and extend. Now, we're going through the meditation a little earlier and then going into some releases, because sometimes when we can really relax the mind, the body then follows through. And sometimes we're still focusing on our poses. So now that we go into some lengthening through the legs, again, the body is tall. We don't want to collapse. We're not rolling over a ball. Our back is lengthening from the tail to the crown. And without shake, we're going to lower down, breathing in. Exhale, a little more distance. And if you can, close your eyes. It doesn't matter how low you go. You should feel your back lengthening. Your shoulders are soft, drawing back. And when we start to clear the mind of all the stresses, all the to-do lists, our body can release and let go. We carry our lifestyle through our body. If we're hectic, busy, non-stop, our body gets very, very tight. We need to slow it down, reboot, and then we bring clarity and calmness, patience. Now coming up halfway, look towards your toes. Place your left hand on your left shin. Take your right hand either to your right shoulder. We can look to the right side, or we can take that right hand to the right ear and then just guide that left elbow out to the side. We can even lower to more of the elbow side of the left arm, gently opening, but lengthen the body. We'll feel a contraction through the back, keeping the back strong, but opening across the chest. Make sure we watch those shoulders, that we don't overdo it. Now as we come back down, we're exhaling, hands come to the shins, lower down, release. Breathe, think length. And just enjoy the process. Come up halfway, Right hand can rest on the shins. Left hand to left shoulder as we look to the left or behind that ear, softly just bracing it. And then as we open and twist, the spine is long and lengthy. We can lower down a little bit deeper if we choose to, but the back must stay nice and long. Perfect. And then slowly release. And lower. Draw the shoulders back gently. Inhale, begin to grow taller when you're ready. If you want to stay down a little bit longer, go ahead. Now as we find those sits bones, shoulders come back, hands softly behind you, find those fingertips. Breathe into the belly, to the chest. And bend the knees if you need to. Take the pressure out of the back if you need. Nice deep breath. Now as we walk the heels towards those hips, take the hands behind the knees and let's roll back once again. Now as we slowly go into our relaxation on the laying down position, corpse position, let the hips open. If you need to bend those knees to take pressure out of the back, go ahead. But hopefully release some of the pressure around the chest, around the hips. Hands softly float to the sides. We draw the chin gently in. And as we begin adding that breath into the back and to the belly, we let everything go. And as we breathe, imagine yourself laying on lush, green, fresh grass. Soft and gentle around us. In a beautiful field where the blue sky shines above us. Maybe there's a warm wind, maybe there's a cool wind. Whatever you find more relaxing. And as your eyes are closed, you can smell the scents around you, maybe sweetness of the flowers, bitterness of the grass. Maybe the pine trees from miles away. Feel the heat of the sun falling over your foreheads, relaxing that tension band around the forehead, warming around the eyes, softening the cheeks and the lips. Allow the jaw to relax, shoulders, spine. But allow the breath to travel as deep as possible.